प्रभु तव मूर्ति विनोदकारी पलपन विसरे नहीं जो विसारी जुगल चरण सोल चिन्ह जेह नजर समीपे रहो आमारी एह नजर समीपे रहो आमारी एह સ્વામિનારાયણ ભગવાનની જય, ઠાકોરજી મહારાજની જય, સદગુરુદેવની જય. Our utmost dear Sadguru Shri Muktanand Swami Sevit Wala Shri Thakurji Maharaj, our divine Muktanandiya Parampara, and our leader, our spiritual leader, Valapuji Guruji, and all of you Bhaktos, Jai Swaminarayan. Welcome to another episode of live webinar Q&A. Let's see who today's participants are. Yes, Darsh Bhagat, Georgia, Jai Swaminarayan. Divya Bhagat, Georgia, Jai Swaminarayan. Bhaktos, a little interview first, and then we'll get on to it. Darsh Bhagat, Kem Cho Majama? How are you?
Yes, sir, Swami. I'm good.
મજામાં બધું
sir.
સરસ ચાલે છે સ્કૂલ ને બધું?
હા સર.
પૂજા પાઠ ને બધું રેગ્યુલર?
હા સર.
મધર્સ ડે છે આજે, મધરને વિશ કર્યું?
Yeah. We're about to cut a cake afterwards.
કેક કઈ બીજું આપ્યું કઈ કે ખાલી આમ જ કેક જ તમને મળે ને બીજું?
Flowers ને કાર્ડ લાયા હતા સર.
સીધા સીધા જ ચાલો છો ને?
હા સર.
બરાબર. અને ગુરુજીની વાત થઈ છે ગુરુજી સાથે? બરાબર, બહુ સરસ. અને દિવ્ય ભગત, જય સ્વામિનારાયણ. કેમ છે, મજામાં? હેપી મધર્સ ડે ટુ યુ. વાત થઈ, મધરને વિશ કરી? આપ્યું કઈ કે આમ જ ખાલી સીધું મફતનું?
કાર્ડ બનાવ્યું છે.
કાર્ડ બનાવ્યું, બરાબર છે. પૂજા પાઠ ને બધું ગુરુજી સાથે વાત? સરસ, બહુ સરસ. સમથિંગ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટિંગ ધીસ વીક?
School's out, but
school's over?
Interesting, really.
School પતી ગઈ?
Yeah, just like a few days ago.
Oh, જોર્જિયામાં તો બહુ વહેલું, સારું કહેવાય.
Well, colleges, not school. So
College, okay, બરાબર, very good. Darsh Bhagat, something interesting this week?
We made pani puri today.
Happy Mother's Day. Saras, good. I'm glad you did. That's a good way to celebrate it. Okay, let's get on to some questions. Darsh Bhagat, I'll take you first. Go ahead and ask what your question is.
According to Bhagwan, what are the best qualities to inherit one in Satsang?
Yes, you sent me this question, I think a week ago, and I analyzed it, vicharu what to say, and see, I'm not going to answer this. I'm going to have Bhagwan Swaminarayan answer this question. But your question is, according to Bhagwan, what are the best qualities to inherit when in satsang? Bhagwan Swaminarayan has spoken the Vachanamrut. Out of 262 Vachanamruts, Bhagwan Swaminarayan says in Gadada, middle chapter 62, which is titled Atma Realization, Fidelity and Servitude. Here's what he says. Let's take a look. There are three inclinations which lead to liberation and which lead to extreme bliss. Of these, one is profound Atma realization, which is to believe one's true self to be the Atma, meaning the soul, and engage in the worship of God, like Sukji. The second is the inclination of a woman who observes the vow of fidelity, which is to worship God as if he is one's husband, just as the gopis did. And the third is the inclination of servitude, which is to worship God as his servant, just like Hanumanji and Uddhavji. Without these three inclinations, there is no way in which the jiva can attain liberation. In fact, I myself have firmly cultivated all three of these inclinations, Bhagwan is saying. Even if a person possesses one of these three inclinations firmly, he becomes absolutely fulfilled. Now, there's three. Now, you said which is the best qualities. There's many qualities in satsang. Qualities such as mahima, prem, dasatva, seva. There are so many qualities one can possess. Your question is very unique because it's kind of like a buffet, right? What item to eat and which item, to pass by. You can choose whatever item you like to eat, but there is one item which is best for you. That's what you have asked. That's what you're asking. Now, Bhagwan Swaminarayan in this Vachanamrut is saying there's three of them. Any of these three will work. Number one is Atma realization. Believing oneself to be not the body, but the soul. This is the most difficult. Even if we're just sitting around and a mosquito comes by and just sits on our arm and starts to suck our blood, just in like 15-20 seconds, we become so aggravated, we try to shake it off. And if not, we smack it. Correct? Or just if we're very, very hungry, and if we're so hungry that we just go in the kitchen, forget to serve Bhagwan and just eat it right away. Or if we're very, very cold, we turn on the heater immediately and sit in front of it. Everything that has to do or which has connection with the body is opposite of Atma realization. Now, here's one thing. It's the hardest gun to acquire. Why? Because the soul has been attached to the body for eternal time. Not right now when you got this body of Darsh Bhagat or Divya Bhagat. No. Before this life, you might have been a giraffe. And before that life, you might have been a donkey. Just kidding. It's just there's so many combinations. And 50 lives ago, you might have been a bacteria. And 1,000 lives ago, you might have been a human. Only Bhagwan knows the formula. But the problem is that the soul is trapped in bodies because it has not realized itself to be the Atma. And number two, it has not realized Bhagwan. This quality, Bhagwan is saying that one should have, but right now in this age, this is difficult to do. So I'm not going to put too much pressure on this, okay? But it is part of the Vachanamrut, that's why I'm taking it. Number two, the second is the inclination of a woman who observes the vow of fidelity, which is to worship Bhagwan as one's husband, just like the gopis did. The gopis of Sri Krishna Bhagwan had intense affection. Second one you can say is called affection, the quality of having hate in Bhagwan. Suppose you're doing Mansi Puja and you become absorbed in Bhagwan's Murti. All of a sudden you're just sitting and Bhagwan yaad aave. These are the qualities of affection. This is not that difficult. It's doable, right? Because everyone has affection inside of them. Bhagwan has put, even for those who are the darkest, most evil, vile people, they even have one drop of affection. I won't say a lot, but at least one drop, because the human is made from the quality of affection. Now, Thaisu, affection can go in multiple ways. Mummy papa mai bo wal hoy, ane relatives ma hoy, bhai ma hoy, friend, brother, whatever. That's one side. Second side is apna potana body ma hoy. I have to look good today. I have to look good every day. I need the best cologne. I can't live without it. Is my hair okay? I need a trim up. Okay, I'm just saying. These are examples of having very much affection for the body. The third side is Satpurush, Santo, and Bhagwan. So one side is your relatives, family. Second side is yourself, meaning everything to do with it. Body, food, materialism, everything. And the third side is a Satpurush, Santo, and Maharaj himself. Now, affection is divided. You have to think about it. How much is in this part, and this part? And from there, Bhagwan says, I'm okay with you having 25% in your family, 25% in yourself, but at least keep me the major shareholder. If there's a company, right, and there's stocks, obviously when 51% is reached, you are the owner automatically of that company. If it's 50-50, that's not going to work out. But 51% is ownership. Even in that way, Bhagwan wants ownership. Bhagwan wants you to have affection for him, his Ekantik Satpurush, and Santos more than anything else, to the standard where obviously you live with your family, you have to serve them, live with them. But it's not like you're ignoring them. But Bhagwan says majority stockholder should be me. That's this quality. Now, is it doable or not? You have to ask yourself. Okay? But this is what Bhagwan wants. And the third one is to be a servant. Das na das. The shirt that you're wearing right there. It's perfect resemblance of this quality. And Muktanand Swami is on that shirt, who is the perfect idol of humility, dasatva. Now, to be a das is the best out of all the three. So your question is, what are the best qualities to inherit? I'm not going to say qualities, I'm going to say quality, just one. Dasatva is something that is needed, and through dasatva, all other qualities come. Atma-realization will come, fidelity will come, everything will come. Because dasatva is the king of all sadguns. So, when in satsang, anytime, if you do not have any qualities, don't worry about it. But the main quality to focus on is to become a das, to become humble, to let go, to forgive and forget. These words are easy said, but very difficult to do. Forgive, forget, let go, even if you're not at fault. That's the quality of dasatva. Swami Shree's great life shows each and every moment has dasatva just like going through, like blood in the veins. How can I say? You know the story of Swami Shri when he got hit in the face with a potu? Do you know that story? Huh. Pachi Swami Shri pote aarti banai from the wicks, and then he did aarti and wished well for that old lady, and due to that she received satsang and went to Akshardham. Swami Shri did not hold a grudge. He let go, he forgot about it, and he prayed. Due to that dasatva, his greatness is still remembered today and will always be remembered in the future. Due to that dasatva, he is considered to be Sarvopari Sant by Bhagwan Swaminarayan himself in the Haricharitramrut Sagar. Bhagwan Swaminarayan himself has said that I consider Muktanand Swami to be the most supreme sant of all the santos. Now, if you think about it, we're in that Guru Parampara. If we don't have Atma realization or fidelity or other qualities, jalse. But if we have one, which is dasatva, humility, everything else will come. and Maharaj will also become happy upon us. Out of all the qualities even Muktanand Swami displayed, he was a Vidwan. He himself has written many books in Sanskrit. Nonetheless, he won debates that made Bhagwan Swaminarayan famous in the whole world. Nonetheless, after becoming a scholar and being the senior even of Bhagwan himself, 25 years older than Bhagwan himself, he danced and made a hathi from kumkum in front of Bhagwan, Paramhansos, and the Gwalior, the band, those singers, just to prove Bhagwan Swaminarayan's greatness. What does that show? It's not easy to dance in front of people. You have to go very low. You have to become very, very low in order to dance in front of people. It's kind of a little humiliating at times. But Swami Shri was high, yet he was able to go low. Due to that, his dasatva cannot be matched by anyone. And nonetheless, dasatva we can see in our Puja Guruji in his life. Every moment, every single moment, even from the time about 15, 17 years ago in the city of Vadodara when he got slapped by a civilian because of his car getting hit by a bike, you know that, and Guruji got slapped. He told the driver to give money for the damages, which were none, by the way. He folded his hands, apologized, and left. He forgot everything. And due to that, he forgot everything. And he's still standing. ભગવાન ઉપરથી રાજી વધાર થયા કે દાસત્વ રાખ્યું. તો આપણા પૂજ્ય ગુરુજીને એવું હોય, if our Guruji is like that, then we should focus on this quality the most. Now let me ask you a question before I play a video and show you guys how dasatva should be. Both of you bhaktos. In your life, from a Loyadham Parivar Bhakta, have you seen or experienced real life dasatva? Do you know anyone? Have you prasang kaik yaad chhe that this person did this, and due to that, I remember the whole, event. I'm inspired by it. Kai yaad aave chhe. I asked a little off the top of my head, but if you have something, please share. There's
Just right, Swami. I remember one of the winter workshops a few years ago. Jainish Bhagat Chicago, I think it was Agyaras on one of the days, and he didn't really eat anything the whole day, and I think Guruji was there, so he was kind of forcing everyone to eat at the end of the day, and Jainish Bhagat was serving everyone, so by the time it was his turn to eat, everything was already put away. So I saw that he put everyone before himself and did seva of others and became a das then.
Very
that
good.
Was pretty inspirational.
Good observation, very quick answer, and very thought through. Divya Bhagat, you have any prasangs, Bhagat?
Awesome. So I do remember during Bhaktotsav last year that the last day of Bhaktotsav, we were wrapping everything up, and it was around maybe 10, 11, I think, around that time at night. And they were all the older New Jersey Bhaktos, they were loading everything up into U-Hauls and taking everything back to the Mandir. And I remember they made numerous trips, maybe 3 to 4 trips back and forth, just loading things up. And at this point, it was around maybe 1 a.m. And none of them were complaining or acting as if this is a hard task. None of them said anything. They just continued doing that seva. And I find that really, I feel like they just put the mandir and everything above them and just did that mindless seva. So I feel like
that's very good observation. Yep, that's true. That they did do that. Not only that, one day, Divya Bhagat, but for the whole Utsav 7 days, all they were doing is running around in U-Hauls and just making errands and trips back and forth without saying anything. And at the end, even after the Utsav, no expectation. That's Dasatva. They did not want to be recalled. They did not want to be recognized. They did not want to be praised. And that's what really pleases Bhagwan and Santo. And off of that, we feel like praising them. You see, like, you feel like you want to say something about them. Obviously, I didn't tell you about this prasang. You yourself observed and you felt, meaning you were inspired by their character because they portrayed humility in their life. So very good observation. I mean, in my life, I see this all around me. Even these two dadas who live here, Bhikkhu Dada and Ghanshyam Dada, they do danvat to each other every day in the morning. Even after living here for 10 years, if you even live with someone for like a month, you start to get bored of them, you know? Or you start to feel like, you know, this guy is annoying. But these dadas had so much mahima every single day. One is a lion, one is a goat. Who is the lion and who is the goat? I'm not going to say. This is live. But even after becoming a lion and even after staying a goat, both of them keep mahima of each other and do danvats. You know, at night time around 10:30, you know, when everyone's gone and santos are even about to go to sleep, you know, they open up that ice cream dole and they give it to each other. We know, you know, we look, we see everything, you know, Dada, tamne joye che lo tamar mate. The other Dada's like, na tamar mate tayar karo. You know, it's just a love situation. Even after staying with a lion in the cage, the goat still survived. Yes. These are all background messages only some can understand. But I think you can pick it up where I'm saying. But Euche. So these dadas are great examples. Nonetheless, the bhaktos here, everywhere we go. In Loyadham Parivar, this quality is solid and it's seen everywhere. It's not that I only live in New Jersey so I can speak here. Everywhere, Georgia, Florida, Canada, UK, all the bhaktos really suppress themselves, put themselves last and put everyone else in front of them, which really resembles that, you know, we are Muktanand Swami's parampara and we are holding his qualities. What does that even mean? Parampara, that, you know, we're Muktanand Swami's parampara. If we want to be called that, then the qualities that Muktanand Swami had and has should come into us. That's the only way we can be called Muktanandiya. There is no, you know, it's just not a title where you just join in a group and you just, you know, call it a day. It doesn't work like that. But if you inherit the qualities that Swami even has, even 1%, that's enough to please Swami Shri, Puja Guruji, Thakurji Maharaj, Santo and Bhakto. Let's take a look at this video of our Puja Guruji and how his life resembles Dasatva, because he is Pragat, he's in front of us, and he is our best example. Let's play the video. This is in India. Guruji himself always goes to serve kids. This is in Loyadham. He himself is serving Maharaj, Magas. These serving Santos. I don't know why I got all these food videos, but I mean, that's the best. This is him serving Verdami at Haribhaktos. At the age of 65, he doesn't need to do this. Yet, his life is more about others than himself. He puts himself at last. Even at the nighttime, if someone calls at 12 a.m., 1 a.m., and if his phone ringer is on, he will speak to that person, not for 1 minute, 2 minutes, I'm sleeping, until that person, if he has an issue, until that person's issue is resolved, he will let go of his sleep and put others in front of him. That's our Puja Guruji, and he is our guiding light. So going back to your question, Darshpagat, according to Bhagwan, what are the best qualities to inherit when in satsang? The number one quality to inherit is dasatva. એ આવી ગયું એટલે બધું જ આવી જશે. ભગવાન રાજી રાજી રાજી, સત્પુરુષ રાજી રાજી રાજી, અને સંતો રાજી રાજી રાજી, ભક્તોએ રાજી. બરાબર? એટલે you don't have to do a lot of thinking and a lot of calculation. It's like an ocean, but just one master key will open up all the doors. I hope that answers your question. Is that satisfactory? Do you have any questions with that inside of the question?
No, sir.
Very well. Thank you so much. Divya Bhagat, Jasmine Bhagat.
Jasmine.
Bhagat. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Yeah, so my question, Swami, was for you to share a moment in Guruji's life that inspires you.
Very personal level question, Divya Bhagat. I'm going to ask you this question first, and then I'm going to answer my question. Go ahead, sir. The question is going back to you. And Darsh Bhagat, you better turn your mind on too. All right, go ahead.
For me, a moment that inspires me from Guruji's life is from when I know many times, like in things like Shibirs and stuff, when there's games and stuff for kids. I know like Guruji always tries to play, and one time there was musical chairs going on, and there was like very little kids, like maybe 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, but Guruji joined them and he played with them and he became a kid with them. So I mean, and despite Guruji is so high and he is at such a level, but just for the pleasure of these little kids and just to make them happy, he gets down to their level and he plays with them. So I see that, I find that very respectable, and it just goes to show that how big of a person Guruji is, that he doesn't see it as like an ego thing, like I'm up here, so why should I play with these kids, right? So that's how I see it.
Very good. Darsh Bhagat, go ahead, please.
Just sorry, Swami. I've noticed that despite how big Guruji is on a spiritual level, he always is like tireless when it comes to giving something to others. For example, when we used to have winter workshop, he came one winter. He was in the United States, and he was really tired after doing Gatha that day. And afterwards, the kids were supposed to be serving, I think it was pizza. And even though he was so tired, he served everyone, each and every kid that came, pizza, which is such a big deal considering he didn't need to do that. There was other people that could have done it for him. But yeah.
Just so that kids would become happy, right? So
yes,
very inspirational moment. So Divya Bhagat, answering your question, first and foremost, in Sadguru Shri Gunatitanand Swami Vato, Swami says to make a har mala of prasangs with the Ekantik Satpurush. Meaning, you've seen a mala, right, which has 108 beads. So the beads are seen, but the string inside is not seen. But in reality, there's a string going through it. Obviously, if your mala is like very loose, you can see it, but those malas who are regular, you can't see the string too much. You just see the mala, the beads. In the same way, in our life, there should be prasangs that we have personal touch with. When we met Guruji, or if he said something to us over the phone, which we remember, and due to remembering this, our troubles go away. Due to remembering what he said, our problems vanish. Now, there might be a question that might arise in others' heads. Why not remember God? Why not remember God? My problems will vanish. Now, to answer that question on a very, very straightforward, principled manner, I want to show you a picture. I've shown this before, but just to recap, let's take a look at this picture. Right here, you can see, I just want you to look at the bottom part. There's a power plant, a transmitter, and a home. On the top, it says God, Ekantik Satpurush, and myself. Here's the situation, guys. Even if we remember Bhagwan, our capability is very low. Bhagwan is so great, so far, so high up. It's not in our hands. How high Let me ask you a question, Divya Bhagat. How high can a mosquito fly? Up in the air. How many feet would you say? Example.
Not very high, maybe 10 feet max.
Okay. Darsh Bhagat, what do you say?
Yeah, like 10, 15 feet probably.
Not more than that, right? Can it go up to 500 feet? What about 1,000? 5,000? 10? 15? 20? 40,000 feet? But what if that mosquito got trapped in a plane? It's considered, it didn't do it on itself, but it's considered going 40,000 feet high in the air. Is that correct? In the same way, we're not capable of remembering Bhagwan. We're not capable of flying 40,000 feet in the air. But if we sit in the plane in the form of a Satpurush, we are considered to be 40,000 feet in the air. That's example one. But getting to my main example, electricity, very high voltage, even regular voltage of 220, which is not regular but high up. If you're touched by that, that can give you a very good shock, and if you hold it too much, you can go into cardiac arrest. It's too high of a power. Now what happens is, from the power plant, electricity is generated. And in between, you see those power poles going, and you've seen them all around, I'm sure, when driving in a car. Those are taking the power from the power plant and transmitting it in smaller forms, converting it into smaller forms so that it can come into your home. Only when it comes into your home and through your electric outlet, you put something to charge, you're able to charge, but you're not able to charge if you go outside in an electric pole and go and take it and, charge your iPhone. It's just going to burn out. In the same way, the Ekantik Satpurush is a transmitter. By remembering him, we automatically get closer to Bhagwan, because Bhagwan himself lives inside the Ekantik Satpurush. Santa hune hute vadi santare ema Shri mukhe kahe bhagavantare. Santa manajo mari murti re ema pheda nathi ek rati re. Bhagwan Swaminarayan says that the Sant and I are one. Do not see a difference, not even in the slightest atomic matter form. If Bhagwan says this, that means the Satpurush is not God. Understand, do not make the mistake. Satpurush is not God, but Bhagwan himself lives inside of the Satpurush and does his works. Saying so, if you think about it, if we remember the prasangs, if we remember the Ekantik Satpurush while in trouble, or just while just sitting ideal, automatically our mind will become shant, peaceful, and we'll be able to remember Bhagwan easily. That's why, just so Divya Bhagat has asked, share a moment in Guruji's life that inspires you. Divya Bhagat has not said Maharaj's life, but he has asked Guruji's life. I want to clarify, this is not wrong at all. This is actually the way to remember Bhagwan. Proven in the Vachanamrut, proven in the Satsangi Jivana, proven by Sadguru Shri Gunatitanand Swami Vato and Sadguru Shri Gopanand Swami Vato, and proven by Swami Shri himself in the haricharitramrut Sagar. So saying so, Divya Bhagat, very great question, and Guruji's life inspires me. Now I will answer your question. In many ways, there are many, many prasangs in my life that have inspired me, are inspiring me, and will inspire me for sure. But there's two prasangs that I want to share with you, which are just completely extraordinary. Number one, the way I met Guruji, very interesting, very miraculous, very phenomenal, very magical, let's put it that way. Since you asked, I'm sharing this prasang, that before I had put these clothes on, when I was in regular clothes, when like you, I was going to this temple, And in this temple, there was 3 floors. And in the middle floor, there was a mandir. And the top floor, there was it was like a Sant Nivas where santos would come every month and stay for a little while, like on a rotational basis. I never really went up there. I really didn't know what santos do. I really didn't care, honestly. And I don't know what happened, but our Loyadham santos came one time there. Didn't know them, didn't know that santos had to, santos had rules of not talking to the opposite gender, not having any kind of assets in the form of money, credit cards, checks, whatever. Did not know that santos had 5 Vratmans. Did not know santos eat in wooden bowls. Did not know santos made them food themselves. Did not know anything. Let's put it that way. Didn't know who Bhagwan Swaminarayan was, nothing at all. Now, all of a sudden, one day I felt like, let me go upstairs just to see. Not darshan. Didn't know that word. Just to see who these people are. Okay? Very, very surface level, who these people are. So I go up. I can remember this prasang like it was yesterday, but this happened in 2004, okay? Before you guys were born. I'm not that old. Just want to clarify. But I'm climbing up these stairs. I go, I'm on that 3rd level floor, and I'm going, there's 3 rooms. So the first room straight ahead was empty. Second room had some storage. Third room had the santos. Now, there's a door that was open, and one Swami was sitting right in by the doorway. Other santos were like in the back of the room doing something. You know how when you enter a room, you obviously observe, what's going on, who's inside, everything. It's just a natural inclination of a human. And so that Swami is sitting in front of the doorway. On the left side, I don't know if you know or have even seen, before in the day, there were these monitors, not LCDs like we have. The CPUs we still have, those big box CPUs, sure. But I'm talking about the monitor, like the box monitors. Have you seen those? Oh, wow. Okay. Still with it. All right. So these box monitors, there was one computer, like it didn't have a desk. It was just sitting on the carpet. And the CPU was next to it. And it was a wallpaper of Puja Guruji himself, half chest, wearing a har, and rumal and everything. And it was just a wallpaper, And, I'm observing, and then I look at this monitor, and I see Guruji for the first time in my life. Never seen him, never know who he was, his name, don't know anything. I saw him for the first time in my life, literally counting 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3. I start crying, and and that Swami that was sitting there at the doorway, I tell him that I want to become a sant with this Swami right here. I want to become completely surrendered to him. And that's how I'm here. He pulled me through his samarthi, through his greatness. He pulled me from his photo. He inspired me to become a sant. I was never given any kind of updesh or any kind of talk. Like, hey, why don't you become a Swami? Because I really didn't know any of that, or I never was inspired, or it was just new to me. I never even know, I didn't even know Guruji's name, but Guruji knew me. Somehow, some way he knew me, and he pulled me. I didn't do anything, but he did everything. He pulled me, and that's how I'm here right now. That year, in December, there was a big Utsav in India, and Puja Guruji invited me, and I went. And for the first time, I met him there, and we did not meet before, but he said my name without even knowing or seeing me. There was no FaceTime or video calls in that time. The phones were like flip phones, okay? I'm talking about 2004. I'm not talking about 1970 here. Just relax. But saying so, that's what happened. And went to India, met him. He said my name without even, no one, he was not informed I was coming. And he knew it was me. And that's how I met him. And I remember these prasangs like it was yesterday. That's how close I've kept them. And why I'm telling you that is because both of you bhaktos, whatever moments you have with Puja Guruji, keep them very close to your heart. Remember them whenever you have time. Remember them because you never know. One day, everyone will be sleeping at their last moments in a bed. Oxygen pipes will be in their nose. Won't be able to move your hands, feet, or your body. But if you have these prasangs, you'll still be alive from the inside. Ek divas kam lakse. From that, Bhagwan will be remembered. And from that, Bhagwan will come and take you to Akshardham. End goal is Bhagwan. Starting point is Satpurush. Don't forget that. But you have to take that first step. If you remember prasangs today, then at the end of your life, you'll be able to remember on that deathbed. But if you don't remember today, or if you've never really thought of it today, then how will you remember it then? It's not possible. But that's one of the stories I wanted to tell you. And another story that inspires me, which is the story of trust, Viswas, that Puja Guruji has in his life, that he put in Dada Guruji, and in my life, I put my Viswas in Puja Guruji. There's a story, there's a charita that our Adar Swami, he drew. Here, it's digitalized, but this itself is Vartal Mandir. This was when Puja Guruji was only like, I want to say 20, 21 years old. And you can just see by observing that he's just sweeping the Vartal Mandir Sabha Mandap floor. Now here's what happened. So Puja Guruji is about 20, 21, and on his right arm, right here, I don't know if you can see right here, he developed a white spot. And he became a little frightened by it. It was like, what is this white spot? Obviously, when you're brown skinned, or even a little darker, it's going to stand out even more. You're able to see it right away. He became a little worried. And he told Puja Guruji, Dada Guruji, sorry, take a look, this is what happened. I don't know what's going on. So Dada Guruji did not tell Guruji to go to the doctors. Dada Guruji did not say, oh, apply this cream, you'll be fine. Dada Guruji did not call a doctor or take Guruji to the pharmacy for any kind of medication, nothing. Dada Guruji said, in the Sabha Mandap meaning it's a big hall where santos sit for katha and just generally just sit. All the santos, very great santos, walk in the Sabha Mandap every day. What I want you to do is for 1 month, sweep the whole Sabha Mandap. And in India, there's a lot of dhood, a lot of it, dust, dirt. It gathers about this much. Sweep the whole Sabha Mandap. Whatever dirt is gathered, collect it. Add water and make a paste from it and apply it to where you have that white dot, that spot. Here's the inspiring part. Guruji did not question Dada Guruji's treatment. He did not say, are you kidding me? Dirt? After me sweeping this floor, dirt? This is not a medication. Buddhi na dodai. He did not think. All he did was he put Viswas, trust in Puja Guruji, in Dada Guruji's words. Just like how oxygen is seen, oxygen is not seen, but it's everywhere. If you ask someone, walking randomly in the street. What are you breathing? Oxygen. Oh, really? Where is it at? They can't show it. They can just say, oh, it's everywhere, right? In the same way, Pujya Guruji's life is surrounded by trust. It's everywhere. Everything he does, he has viswas in Thakurji Maharaj and Dada Guruji. And due to that, that's his key to success. Let's put it that way. In this prasang, he applied water, made the paste for 1 month. He put that on. For 1 month he put it on. He applied it. And after that, believe it or not, but it's true, that dot, that white spot disappeared. It's not because of the paste that it disappeared. I'll tell you that too. It's because of the viswas and trust that Guruji put in Dada Guruji. That's why it disappeared. That's kind of like reading between the lines. You see what I'm saying? People think, oh, yes, it's a Mahima standard. It's a Mahima. All these santos have walked here. Every day they're walking. You sweep it in the morning. Again, every morning you sweep it. You gather this much, make a paste, apply it. For 1 month he did it. It is greatness, I won't lie, because santos are santos. Santos are halta chalta bhagwan murti, right? But more than that, in this fashion, he put great trust in Dada Guruji. And this inspires me because as a person living in this world, we don't have anything. I can say personally, I don't have anything in my life that I can please Guruji with. But I have this one element that I've put trust in him. I've given my life to him. I put trust in him. So I know for a fact that one day he'll take me to Akshardham and have me talk to Maharaj face to face. That is my trust. No matter if he tells me it's nighttime right now here, if he calls me right now and says it's daytime, stay awake, I'm not going to question that. I'm going to say it's daytime. And I'm going to do puja, and I'm going to stay awake. This is beyond science. This is beyond intellect. This is something that's beyond all that. It's just something which is not fathomable, but you have to accept it if you want to walk on the path of spirituality. If Guruji himself says to climb this building, Loyadham, New Jersey Mandir, it was a church before, and it has a pinnacle tower on top of it. I'm sure all of you have seen it. If Guruji says to climb on it and jump off of it, as a trust factor, these are all scenarios. This is not anything that's reality. I'm just giving you scenarios. As a trust, remembering Guruji's viswas in Dada Guruji, I would jump in 1 second, without a doubt. This is the story that inspired me to develop trust like this. And due to having trust in Pujya Guruji, since 2004, the very first time I met him, till this moment, 2024, 20 years, I have not experienced any kind of pain, emotional, obviously not physical, any kind of depression, any kind of sadness, because I put everything on his shoulders. And due to that, every day is new to me. It doesn't seem, it's never getting old. Even I'm living in a place which has 4 walls, it doesn't get old. It keeps getting newer and newer. Faces might change, meeting new people, old people, faces might change. But in my life, it's just becomes newer and newer every day. It's because of Guruji's inspiration, his guidance, his life, his character, his divinity that I've experienced personally. So as a piece of advice for both of you bhaktos and all of you viewers watching, that make a harmara of our Pujya Guruji, our Ekantik Satpurush's life with prasangs. if you have and know Bhagwan Swaminarayan's charitras, that's awesome, that's great, and we should know them because it's our Bhagwan. Our end goal is Bhagwan. But more so, to give more spiritual strength to the soul currently, we should know prasangs of our Puja Guruji, Pragat Hari Bhakto, Santo, and Hari Bhakto. Those who you live around, those who you go to Mandir with, and the Santos that are of Muktanandiya Parampara. If we know those prasangs, then automatically our life will be filled with enthusiasm, and every day will just remain and get newer and newer. So that's the trick behind that's the formula behind my life. And since you asked on a personal level, I shared a personal prasang to you and all of you bhaktos. But that was a great question by you. Do you have any questions within that, Bhagat?
No, Swami.
Okay, very good. It was great meeting both of you college students, yes? Sometimes we take older bhaktos, sometimes we take younger bhaktos. I like to change it up because, you know, when you're dealing with different questions, there's a lot of different levels. Like these are more high-end questions, while other kids, younger kids ask questions like, oh, why can't you eat onion and garlic? That's more of a low-end question, but you have to balance both. Thank you so much for being on our live, Loyadham Q&A webinar. You guys weren't nervous, so it was very easy talking to you. But, when there's little kids, you kind of first have to break him down. Oh, you'll be fine, kind of like that. But you guys were great. Thank you so much for joining. And Maharaj Nin Gurujin Santo Bhaktan Raji Karta Rejo. Saying this, my humble, Jai Swaminarayan.